Hello everyone. Welcome to Reading History with Great-Uncle Ernest, World War I Letters. Today I'll be reading his last letter, the last letter that I have in my possession, written after he had returned home to Canada. He was one of the lucky ones. He had survived the trenches. My father had told me that he had health issues many years later due to mustard gas, but unfortunately I do not know any further details. I also do not have any letters or diaries after the war, so if there are any relatives that are listening to this that may have any further information or correspondence, I would very much appreciate hearing from you. You may also be interested in seeing his attestation paper, which I had found online when searching for Canadian military records. And now I will begin. Tecumseh Barracks, Carling Heights, London, Ontario, March 19th, 1919. Dear Father and Mother and Boys, well, I thought I would write you a few lines. It is a lovely evening outside, but I did not feel like staying out, so I am writing instead. I arrived here Monday night at about 7. I stopped in Beachville from 12 until 3, and then had to get to Woodstock to catch the train. Harold was very busy that day, the busiest he said that he has had since he opened the branch. There were people in the bank every minute that I was there, so we did not get to talking a great deal. He seems to know the people well, and everything about each. They are not better to look at or talk to, and I think not quite as good as the people about Perth. Well, I was up before the doctors today, and I would not be surprised if they tried to mark me active. I would consider it a raw deal, but I suppose that they will try to put it over a fellow that has done his lot in France and give the bonuses to fellows that swing the lead and lying about hospital most of their time. There are quite a number of cases of fellows with between 1 and 2 years' service in the Army that have been scarcely anywhere but in the hospital getting treatment. I have not got to see Mrs. Sadler yet, but if possible will try to get there tomorrow night. Her street is quite a long way from Carp, and I will have to take a streetcar, but I don't think it will be hard to find. I would have done better if I had known the number. I had to deliver a letter last night that I showed Mother, and I dropped in on a little bit of a party. Only a half-dozen, but mostly girls, and I expect you would nearly have died laughing if you had saw the predicament I was in a time or two. There were a couple of other soldiers there, and after we had been there a little while, the girls brought in a bottle to spin, and whoever the bottle was pointing towards when it stopped spinning had to kiss the one that spun it, but if it was not one of the opposite sex, you spun over again. I had looked around for a way out of the house the first time it pointed my way, but seeing as there was no escape, I faced the task like a man, and I was doing better every time my turn came, which was quite often. Well, Harold had a bit of a party arranged for me last Saturday night, which he postponed and expects to have yet. He says he can never love a girl as he does Edna. My furlough was extended all right, so I got into no trouble that way, but I would have if I had not sent the wire. Well, I don't know when I will be getting home, but it won't be this week anyway. But if they are going to be sending me home active, it's active I'll be on the farm until I get strong or break. It must be getting like sugar making down there if your weather is anything like what it is here. Well, I think I will close. It would be very easy, I think, to get swept up into the Army, but nothing doing that way for me. I am sorry I did not get the milk drawers agreement written. Yours as ever, J. Ernest. And there I will finish. I have created this channel, Reading History with Great-Uncle Ernest, so that his words will always live on. Great-Uncle Ernest, Private J. Ernest Ferrier, 130th Battalion CEF, whose sacrifice and bravery will never be forgotten.